Yes, so serious. Did you grab both?
I did.
Nice.
You have to stand in here.
Good morning.
Good morning, team. I really wish we had good feedback from them, like that they could say we're here.
So you could be distracted?
Yeah, like you are with Periscope. I'm already distracted. I don't need anything
How about
else to be
we do the
distracted.
live meeting, we'll do YouTube, and we'll Periscope at the
No,
same
let's
time.
not.
You can do the Zoom meeting and then run.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, good morning. Happy August. I cannot believe. Can y'all believe it's August? I am just, my children, I woke them all up and I'm like, 23 days to school starts. I'm super excited. For some of y'all, school I know starts as early as the 12th for some people. I know Elizabeth Brown, her kids went back to school this week, which I just can't even imagine. But yeah, they're in year-round school, so they have a totally wonky schedule. But anyway, we're glad that you're here with us. Phil, seriously.
Go ahead, keep
It's
going.
Periscoping now. This is not.
I'm seeing if we could do live Periscope.
I don't think you're setting
YouTube.
any world records, so. All right. We like to open all of our meetings with a word of prayer, and we're going to do that. Just because there's not very many people here does not mean that you get to be crazy silly. Stop.
Okay.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you and praise you for this day. We're just so grateful for such a great summer, a time of relaxation, a time of new beginnings for so many people that are online with their journeys with Plexus. And in this room, Father, I'm thankful for the relationships that have been built and that will continue to grow. And I just pray for each person that is watching right now, that is here with us and that is on our team, Lord, that you just really open our eyes to what you would have us learn today. Show us how to be creative and show us how to match our actions to the passion that we feel about this business and this opportunity, Father. I just thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right. So,
Announcements.
yeah, we don't have to tell who we are because everyone in the room knows. And for those of you online, you can watch a video because there's video online of who we are. So we don't have to do that.
But either way, I'm Phil, and you're Jen Mango,
Yes.
Emerald Ambassador, Senior Ruby Ambassador, and this is our team meeting for the month of August.
Mhm.
July stats, exciting times.
Yes. So for August, or for July, guys, I'm so sorry. We added 90 new ambassadors to our team. So that is incredible. Incredible. Again, what I love to look at and see is that 90 people had made a decision to change their life and help change other people's lives. And that's just phenomenal. We sold as a team just over $127,000 worth of product. Again, a huge amount. Celeste, our upline, our Double Diamond upline, posted this morning that her team has done over 14 million.
So we were almost 1% of
So
that.
we were about 1%.
Small potatoes.
Small potatoes. But again, thinking of a $30 sale here, a $100 sale here, how many people are feeling, and I know sat in a room with some fun people last night and we talked about our lives being changed. The night before that, in a room full of people at a restaurant, talking about lives being changed. Lives are being changed, and y'all are a part of that. We are the change bearers, so that's super exciting. Bill?
I was predicting
He
a
loves
$2.80 pay point, and I wrote this out before it was posted. This morning, financials posted, and it was $2.79.7954. So it was off by.
And our pay
5,000
points, for those of you to remind you what our pay point is, pay points start to matter. You have the ability to earn pay points from the time that you start with Plexus. As you grow a team, every person that comes alongside of you is assigned a pay point value and then a pay point amount. So each person that's under you, like your level ones, are 5 points. And then that pay point value that Phil just mentioned right now is $2.80. So when you start your business, if you're just beginning, $2.80 times 5 is, roughly $12.50, somewhere around there, $12 or $13. That doesn't seem like a whole lot of money. But when you're in the business, like we have been in the business for 2 years now, and we finished the month with a little over 2,500 combined pay points.
Yep.
That's a big chunk of change. And that's residual income, and that continues to grow whether you work your business or not, which is
Exciting.
a huge
Yeah,
blessing. So, and financials are posted. For those of you who are here, we will show you how you can look that up in your back office so you can see what your paycheck will be on the 15th.
We had a couple of promotions, 2 big ones, and then quite a few throughout the month.
we did. So we're always super excited when people turn silver. Silver means that you have 3 qualified ambassadors that have joined you at your first level, so that you've personally sponsored, that have purchased a welcome pack or spent at least $100. And there were several of those across the team, so congratulations to all of you. I love when people turn silver because you get a $100 bonus. So it's your first bonus that you get added to your check. But the other part of that that's so cool is that you see the business solidify for people. It's like all of a sudden, and there's some people in the room that are not silver yet that I know see this business solidified. And so I'm not excluding you by any means. But there is something that happens in your mind a little bit that it's like, okay, I've earned my next one now. And you look towards the next bonus, and that next rank would be gold. And we did have a girl ranked to gold this month. Super, super proud of her. She's been with us, I was going to double check this, at least 14 months, I think now. And Natalie, I'm sorry if I got that wrong. But Natalie Croy in Arlington, crazy, crazy proud of her. She has worked really hard. She has like almost 40 people on her team, and she just hit gold. And that just shows you that. Right. Based on pay points and where people fall in your organization, it may come with just 20 people, but it may take a while after. And so we're super proud of Natalie.
And that's great, because I want to say something as well on that. 14 months, she could have easily quit during that time when she didn't get her, goal. And you see people do it much faster, and you have people do it slower. So everyone's journey is different, and the key is you will be successful if you just keep going.
And at gold, you get a $250 bonus. That's lots of fun, added to your check. And then my sweet 2nd grade teacher in State College, Pennsylvania, we want to give a huge shout out to Miss Sherilyn Jameson. So she achieved the rank of senior gold this month, and that is a $350 bonus to her check. And again, that's 250 points on your team. So she has a team of, and again, I could be wrong here, but I want to say somewhere between the 60 and 70 mark in terms of people. So that's a lot of people. She's been working really hard to lead and develop. And it's just a lot of fun to get to see her rewarded. So she'll enjoy that bonus. So we're super proud of you, Miss Sherilyn.
Convention update or contest update. So as you know, there's a leaders retreat in Washington, D.C. The contest started June 1st, and it runs through the middle of September the 15th. August is the last month to get points for PV. So you want to try and reach a goal of $1,500 in PV so you can maximize the points, 150 points for that. But we've got essentially 45 more days to try and get to Leaders Retreat. And why would they want to do so?
Well, it's a paid trip. I mean, who doesn't want to go on a paid it's paid, meaning that the trip when you get there is paid for. To be in an environment with corporate in a smaller setting where you really get poured into the training, there's always new product or something new released at these events. So that's fun to get to be part of that. And just being around other Plexus leaders, it really, again, substantiates your business, makes you feel like you're part of a culture. And I want to encourage all of you, even if you don't reach your goal, whatever your goal may be, whether it is to go or whether it's to earn 300 points or whatever, really strive this next 45 days. The neat thing about network marketing, not that we are not a pyramid, the neat thing about network marketing is that there's this power of multiplication that can occur. And so despite whatever efforts you put into your business individually, you can see potentially multiply through other people under you. And that's just really exciting. So those of you that are working too, that are somewhere along the way to earning, really put a plan in place with your sponsor, with yourself this weekend at the beginning of the month to maximize the next 45 days.
And let me give you some quick numbers for those watching and those who are in the room. I'm sorry, Roni, I'm distracted. My sweet dog is just
Running, come on.
Completely messing with one of our ambassadors. So if you started and you were here since June, and you've done $1,000 in PV for June and July, you'd have 200 points already if you didn't add any teammates. So over the next 45 days, for you to get to Leaders Retreat, I did the math this morning, you would need to do the following, and you could get there. You would have to get $1,500 in PV this month, which would give you another 150 points. You need to recruit 20 ambassadors over the next 45 days. Now, those 20 could be from you, or they could be from your team. But I'm telling you all that others, as well as my wife, have done this before. You can bring on 20 ambassadors in 45 days. It's absolutely doable. Absolutely doable. And we're going to help you with that later on. We're going to talk about that. But 20 ambassadors in 45 days, 1,500 in pay points. And then with the preferred customer bonuses that you would get, you would equal out right around 650 points is what you need to go to qualify for Leaders Retreat. So it can be done. Just think 20 and 45 and 1,500 PV, and you can do it.
Yep, it's totally doable.
Let's not be distracted by the leaders.
The
who
beach
just
bums.
came,
They're the
the
beach bums. You just walked in late. I know. Do you need a fan?
Don't, by the way, don't say you're on.
No, my fan is here. My baby fan. My Nora is
Oh.
here. I love my Nora.
Nora, she's on TV right now.
She's like, I don't believe you. She doesn't like you, Phil. She only likes me. So
All right.
we have to let it go.
We're gonna keep going.
So that was Leaders Retreat. So I talked a little bit about silver and how important I think silver is for substantiating your business. And I think in June we had such great response. I think we had 13 people turn silver total in the month of June with our Silver Boot Camp. So we are going to bring Silver Boot Camp back for August. We may incorporate some of the trainings that we did. They might not necessarily be live, but we will be putting together a schedule this weekend, and we will be posting it for Zoom meetings. Zoom meetings, for those of you who are not familiar, are online meetings that you can attend from your phone or from your computer and your home. They'll be scheduled more than likely on Mondays again for August. And I just feel like they're really helpful. They're a great way for you to bring your questions, for you to kind of get new ideas, opportunities to think about how to share and recruit for your Plexus business. So that will be coming. All right. Other announcements that we had was, we touched on this before we went live, but Mega X, our plant-based omegas, will be back in stock this month. We're just waiting for the go from headquarters, but it has the Roni. Leave her alone. Roni. So you're going to seriously have to deal with that dog. Just push him down, Nora. Sorry. 3, 5, 7, 6, and 9 are all incorporated into our Mega X vitamin, and it's been great. So be looking for that. And then the $1 million question, everybody's asking when P96 is coming back. Hopefully as soon as the end of August, but more than likely the beginning of September. And again, it's all behind the scenes. All that's going on is making sure that we don't have the frustration that we have had in the past where we find out that a limited supply is offered and it's gone in an hour, just like this last Wednesday. So that happened again with chocolate. So we will be looking for it. And I need to make sure that I share a good recipe with y'all so that you know how to make it well. All right. Okay, so our training piece. Sorry, I have to get my notes. I really thought Phil was going to do more of this than me, but you know, that's how it goes.
Driving the ship.
So when we think about, I think, most of you would agree that probably summer has been probably slow. It has not been as slow as we were kind of concerned that it could have been. I think for some people it was up, I think definitely in July, and so many of you that added to our team, we talked about, we had added 90 to the team this month. The majority of those came from the special at the beginning of the month. And so that was great. But going into August, it can be tricky. People are winding down or trying to get last minute vacations or last minute things that they had on their summer list all summer long. They try to get those done in the next couple of weeks. And then like we mentioned, school's back in session. And when people have something that can't be changed in their schedule, a lot of times that becomes the automatic excuse or objection, if you will, of, no, I can't look at Plexus, I can't do that. Or even for us, the trap is that I'm too busy getting ready for back to school for my kids or getting back for work or whatever the change in routine that's gonna come. And so we wanted to think outside of the box for our business of some things that we can do in August in ways that we can approach our business that will be effective in overcoming some of those objections. So I went straight to the source of our team, some of our team, and looked at some things that I think are really working for people. And these are not even things necessarily that they're seeing fruit from yet, but they're definitely things that, like, wow, that's not the mass. Because I think everyone in this room would agree. There are times that you come across posts and you're like, that's a really good post. I love it. But a lot of the stuff that we see on Facebook or even on Instagram through social media, we're like, everybody's doing that. How can I set myself apart? And I really want you guys to really think about how you can set yourself apart. So one of the things that I've come
you've got
across,
5, right?
I have 5. Yeah.
So you've got
Hello,
5
I'm gonna go
examples.
slower. 5 examples. So Patrice Hall, who's on our team, she is almost a silver ambassador. She's a senior ambassador. She has started a marketing campaign in the last 3 weeks that has become really effective. She stopped completely posting about Plexus. Now, when you hear me say these things, I keep everything within reason. I do not want to see all 1,200 of you stop posting. That's not what I'm asking. But she stopped posting about Plexus in terms of the post of copying a post from mine or copying a post from Erica. She stopped all of that. She was on a trip to Europe for her company for a couple weeks. She stopped, and during that time, she really reevaluated. She came back, and all she's posted about is drinking water, the importance of drinking water, connecting articles and how water is so connected to good health. And have you drank your water? She would take a picture of her water bottle sitting by her desk or at a restaurant. Oh, what did I choose? I chose water. She posted the crud out of water. Well, guess what? All of her friends started going, guess what, Patrice? I've picked up my water bottle and it made me think of you. Just want you to know I'm drinking my water. She started getting really good feedback. There was no expectation other than she was giving them a charge, but there was no money that they had to spend. They didn't have to go to a website. She was just educating them and reminding them through that. So this week, she changed her post, and now she's talking about poop and elimination. And she is like, you are not, the first day in her very first post, Phil, like, in the morning woke me up and he's like, oh my word, did you see Patrice's post? Because it's a graphic with different pictures of what it could look like and what it should look like. She got messages all throughout her day. Friends saying, well, I look like number 1. I need, what are you, you're posting this now, what do I need to do? Mine looks like this. She's like, you would not believe the amount of people that are coming out of the woodworks responding to her. So now her thing is just to share with them about elimination. And then the next thing will be talking about her addictions to sugar and how that plays. And then she's going to bring it all back together to say, here's the complete solution in the triplex. So it's going to take a while, but she's building a campaign and she's building credibility with her friends. She's building trust. She's showing her friends that she just values their health. She's not asking for anything eventually. But what is also happening is she's not having to go after them to say, hey, would you like to try the triplex? I think you need it. They're coming to her saying, okay, now what do I do? So excellent idea. Now, do you have to copy that? No. But could you take something from that? Maybe there's something that stands out to you regarding pain. Maybe there's something that stands out to you regarding your own journey and walk. Go back to that and see where you can start with your audience and start to build trust with just sharing information and then build from there. So
Great example.
And then another new ambassador that joined us in June, Doug Sanchez, and I don't know if he's watching online. He's in Arizona, but I love what he's doing. He is in that baby boomer generation of my mama, and he's so cute. He's like, I don't even know how to work all these Facebook pages and access, but he's like, I'm trying. But he has set up and utilized our My Plexus Builder. Now, we've all that have been around for a while have talked about that and kind of stubbed our nose at it, like, I don't really like that automatic poster. But he went into that system, and you can actually set up an auto response program to link to your website that people, when they come to your website, and again, he will be available to answer questions if you need them answered, because I don't even understand it fully. But once somebody signs up, like says that they're interested and has visited your website, then it has an automatic response to send to that person a couple days later to say, hey, have you thought about da-da-da-da-da? And it says, click here to learn more. Click, it takes him back to his website. 3 days later, so he has me as one of his guinea pigs so that I could kind of watch it because I wanted to see what happens. I've gotten probably 6 responses from him in the last 3 weeks, every 3, 4, 5 days with different information, and you can go in and actually customize what you want that little catchphrase to be, and then it'll say, click here to learn, click here to sign up now, click here to try this. So that, again, another way for those of you who are busy that don't have the time, if you're working a full-time job, something to look into, to investigate, to see. Because what we know about follow-up is that, what's the numbers?
Fortune.
No, I know the fortune is in the follow-up, Phil. There's a graphic about, you have to hit people an average of 6 to 8 times before they're ready to make any kind of decision, is one. And then most of us in sales, 40% of us do not follow up at all. 20% of us don't follow up more than 3 times. So if we know that the sweet spot is 6 to 8 times before somebody makes a decision, and we're all giving it up at 3 times or less, then we really have to look at our follow-up. So he's a great example of utilizing a program that's available to all of you. And you know what he said to me? He goes, I can't believe that this is free and people are not using it. Because it's a service that's available to you in your back office. So if that's something that strikes a chord with you and you want to look into that, I would encourage you to do so. The other thing that I love is really goes along with the lines of self-development and becoming aware of where you get stuck yourself. So like, this is number 3. I said another example, number 3. So like for me, product knowledge is not my forte. I do not like to research. I don't like details. I want you to give me bullet points, big picture, and I want to move on. Well, when I'm talking to customers that need that information, I have to grow and stretch myself, right? So that I can meet the needs of that person. Because if somebody's coming to me that's real detail oriented and they're like, well, is there chromium in Slim? And I go, I don't know, go read the label. I'm not going to become off credible to that person. And I tell y'all all the time, we don't have to know every answer to every question, but before you answer somebody, go and grow, right? So this example actually is coming from Lori McPherson, who's here with us today. She has done a great job this last month or 2 about really paying attention to the power of your words and looking at the way to phrase things. Because I can come into a room and go, do you think you would like $10,000? Would you like to have an extra $10,000 this year? That's one way to say it. Or I can go, don't miss out on the $10,000 that's sitting in your backyard. That's different, right? There's a different message sent with the same words. For lack of a better word. Phil, you're looking at me so weird.
No, it's like
your golden tinfoil.
Let's eat grandma, or let's eat grandma.
Right.
There's a difference.
Right, exactly. We're not going to eat any grandmas, but okay. Weird example. So Lori last night, I had written this down because I was really proud of her for all the things that she's been sharing with our team. Big Al, if you don't know who he is, he spoke briefly at convention, and I don't think he got really enough time to really impact us and how we can really utilize this with our business. You really need to practice your words. And y'all know I hate role playing, but if you can get where you role play with your power partner or with somebody else on our team and say, hey, how does this sound? Is there a better way that I could word this? What would you do? Do that. Check in, because we all think, unless you take a look in the mirror, a lot of times you think you look good and your hair's sticking straight up, right? So you got to look in the mirror sometimes to do that. So Lori said last night, I love this example. She talked about soft closing with people, and I thought this was a great little takeaway for people. So if you sit down and you meet with somebody, or you're talking to them over text or on the phone about Plexus, and they're like, you know what, it's just not the right time, whatever their excuse is. And let's say their buy-in or their reason that they came to you about Plexus in the first place was that for weight loss because everything's too tight in their closet. You can say this to them. That's great, and that's fine, because I'm still going to be here. But tomorrow morning when you go and zip on your jeans and they're still too tight, I want you to remember this conversation that we had and remember that I'm still here for you. What you've just done is you have made them every single time they go to the restroom, they get dressed, they go to they walk in to try on clothes, You are in their head, like Erica said, the girl at 7-Eleven who said she's stalking her. Because Erica did that. She put something in her head that girl was like, oh my God, I like think about you like once an hour every day, every hour.
She said, there's 24 hours in the day. I think about you 11 or 12 of those 24 hours.
Oh my
gosh.
Just because the tournament, you know, you guys know this. If they've come to you with interest, they want the product. They want to try the product, but there is something that's holding them back. So we need to be the ingratiating little voice in their head that every time, and I love that because that applies to a man, a woman, every time you try to zip up your jeans and they don't fit or they're tight, remember I'm here for you, and remember Plexus is still available. See how that works, put it to the test.
It's
Love
not
it.
a story, so it sticks in their head that they can actually see themselves to be in that way.
There you go.
Yeah.
Love that. Tells the story. They see themselves. It's visual. Awesome. So that's 3. Okay. My number 4. I'm so bad with my notes. Okay. So here's number 4. And funny again, I'm using somebody that's here in the room, but I love this. The Browns are here, and Lisa and Jonathan. And Jonathan, they've been ambassadors for just under a month. Their first month was July. Rockstar sold almost $1,000 in PV this first month. So awesome. In a little bitty town where I don't know if anybody's gonna drink that stuff, but they do. And this is why. This is what I love about what I've seen him post on Facebook. He has shared some of my posts, but what I've also seen him do is he has applied his life in a situation and taken it and connected the dots with Plexus. And when we do that, people are connected because you, again, are selling you. You are not just selling Plexus. And people trust you. They don't trust some pyramid scheme or whatever they think we are. But when they start to see, well, you know, I have the energy to do this. I'm not waking up with a stuffy nose so I can go do that. I'm not eating the donuts because of this. They start to have, again, a story painted of your life, and your life's looking way better than their life. And they're like, I got to have some of that. So that's a great way. And I know some of you in this room do that. So kudos to you on that. But I loved that one. Okay. So number 5, are y'all ready for some outside thinking? I saved the best one for last. This is a little crazy. And then I'm putting it online is even a little scarier to me. So maybe I should make the disclaimer that we are independent ambassadors. And anything we do does not represent the Plexus corporate, right? And so you might come up and help me with this
Yeah,
a little
I'll
bit.
stand up with you so we can go to jail
So,
together.
yeah. Y'all ready? This is not to be periscoped.
This is really good and it is outside the box, and it's a different paradigm. I believe in things called paradigm shifts in thought. So what you believe today may not be what you believe tomorrow, but it's because someone has given you some information that makes you adjust your thinking and go, why did I even think that way when I should think this way? So this is a paradigm shift in thought kind of idea, and I don't usually get my mind blown by things, but when she shared this with me this morning, we were preparing. Mind blown. And I'm like, but then I was upset because
He hadn't thought of
why
it.
hadn't I thought of that?
And
So-
that is the worst thing for Phil
Yeah,
Nico.
that-
He doesn't think he's the original creator of anything outside.
So this is awesome.
Okay, so, and again, this is third-party information. So
We won't
Jessica,
name names and just use, don't name names. Okay,
okay.
there's an
So,
ambassador.
there is an ambassador that joined in July, new ambassador, and her team really does
Or
focuses on the comp plan. And we would all agree in this room that our comp plan is amazing, right?
If-
Okay, if you've studied comp plans, you will know that there is not anything out there. And I will behoove you to say that we, again, need to challenge ourselves to know other comp plans out there, because if somebody comes to you and they're like, Jonathan had a friend today, well, I'm making this at this and I'm getting this amount of car allowance. When you know your comp plan and you know somebody else's comp plan and you can go, wait a second, you can point out the flaw in their comp plan, it substantiates what we're doing, because we can just say all day long that ours looks good, but you show somebody that grid and sometimes people are going to check out and not even really understand it. So this ambassador was really brought in on the opportunity from the comp plan. Looked at the comp plan and said, I am approaching every single person that I know needs money or that is in a financial position that this would benefit them, which is pretty much everyone in her situation or his,
Or ours or
Or
anyone
ours.
else's.
and took the comp plan only and presented it to someone and said, and explained it to them and said, this is the potential that's out there with this company.
So
Never
pause for a
showed them
second.
product.
So pause for a second. They basically said to they went to 15 different people and said they were so impassioned by what they saw in the comp plan, so trusting. They hadn't made it done yet.
Potential, brand new
Just
person.
saw, right? They just joined, they see the potential, that they went out and said, I need to meet with all the 15 people, sit down with each and every one, explain to them the comp plan. Now realize they just joined, but they studied the comp plan, understood it so well that they were to go, I want to show you this opportunity and explain it to you. Now 13 of the 15 people respond to that. And then what happened next?
So she said, or he said, if you see this like I see this, and I want you to do this with me, here's what I'm going to do for you. And this kind of goes back to Lori's power of the words that we use the example. And Eric Worre even touched on it this week, and he said, if I will you. So using this, and I have to think that this person did this, even though we haven't had a personal conversation about it. If I allow you to buy product from me at wholesale this month, will you join me when you love it next month? Because you see the comp plan and you're already excited about this. And 13 of the 15 people said yes.
So they got wholesale pricing, and we'll talk about the details if we need to one-on-one.
Right.
But they got the wholesale pricing. They're taking the product. The seed was already planted. When you love it, not if it works for you or let me know how you think it does. It was when you love it. Next month, you're going to join me on this journey. So here's what's going to happen. In August, maybe not 13 of them, but likely she's going to have 13 people join her team.
Or
because-
become customers, right?
Right.
But she's already
Because-
taught the comp plan.
Right, because she taught the comp plan first. I think all 13 are probably going to join as ambassadors, even if it's at a wholesale level, because they got the wholesale pricing off the bat.
And people love a discount. We saw that Eric and I had several conversations about what was it that $15 made people just come out of the woodworks in July to sign up. And yet it was the way that it was presented. And I think this way, if you really wrap your brain around it and think about it, it's somewhat genius. Now, here's the caveat that I'm going to say, or the warning, is you can't do something like that and not be able to follow through and not be able to say, get in the trap of, well, I need it one more month to really make sure, or not follow up and lose those people, or not be able to connect those dots of what those people initially said yes to when you showed them the comp plan. And more than likely in that kind of a situation, those people are going to be ready to turn around and do the same exact thing because that's the way it was presented to them. So that person, that original person, has now set themselves up for immediate customers, immediate team to just reduplicate itself all the way down. So,
And let me say this, and I'll finish with this, because you drilled the points home really well. There are people that we follow in Plexus who are somewhat like Plexus celebrities that are on our team above us and that we work alongside, that if I'd say their names, you'd say, oh yeah, I've seen them. They're really, everyone follows them. They get tons of hits on Facebook because some of them do crazy stunts. Other of them have a lot of meat and resource. But the one factor that separates people who are being successful and people who aren't, and I guarantee this person who's doing this strategy has this characteristic, is they are passionate. And you have to, at all times, especially when talking about it, presenting it, passion is the number one thing. Because eventually those people who join your team are going to be following you. And they're expecting you to lead. And it's not necessarily the things that you say or the things that you do or the knowledge that you have. Sometimes it's just a passion, and people are attracted to that, right? They want,
They
oh
just
my
wanna
gosh,
be
I
around
want to
you.
be around that positiveness and that passion. So if you don't have it right now, get it, find it, fake it till you make
own
it.
it. Own
Yeah.
it. It doesn't have to be anything anybody else out there is currently doing.
Right.
That's the thing.
Yeah, so these are great examples of some things that we haven't seen that you can do starting today.
Okay, that's you.
All right, so we'll I don't know how you follow that. First of all, thank you, great job. I want to talk about, first of all, any questions from that, from the studio audience? Good stuff?
Where's the applause card?
Yeah. We got 8 viewers watching. I hope we're getting thumbs up. You know what? I'm going to rename this
Well,
because,
that's why we're very.
what's that? Is
And
it?
that's why we.
I mean, I
Yeah.
thought of that before,
Yeah.
but I thought
So-
And here's the
okay.
only other thing.
Go
Sorry.
ahead.
So that post that was going around a month or so ago, or maybe even less than time to that, if you want to get on my wholesale program, again, thinking about that and how different people were utilizing that, there's some ways that you can make that work within compliance. We are by no means saying that you are using your wholesale account to build a team. That's not what we're saying.
No.
So
Okay, so,
you can ask, Gloria, ask.
yeah,
Well, all I was
Question.
gonna share was that I did see a video of this one lady, I can't remember her name, probably I shouldn't mention it, but she was making this video, talked about the product, and then she was showing them how to order the triplex, but she showed them how to go to the wholesale, sign up as an ambassador, and then took them over to the welcome pack, and then how to get it on wholesale.
I say,
So she's selling product and trying to get an ambassador at the same time.
there's different ways of doing it. That's a
Yeah.
good point. So we could talk about some of those nuances later, but great point. Okay, so I want to title this, instead of, I had gold versus tinfoil, I'm going to make this my own, call it diamonds versus tinfoil. I was thinking about this because Jen's family hails from Arkansas, and we were looking at something a few weeks ago about this diamond mine, or this area,
Murfreesboro.
what's it called?
Murfreesboro.
Murfreesboro, where
We've been there.
we can go and dig for diamonds.
Oh, yeah.
And every summer and all year long, families will go and spend a whole day trying to dig for diamonds. And inevitably, every year, there is actually a significant diamond that's found that's worth hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars. So there are people who will drive to Murfreesboro, Arkansas, to dig for a chance to dig for diamonds. And I guess what I'm saying and relating that to is that every single person in this room and every single person watching this has diamonds in their backyard. And how willing are you to go dig for those? It's interesting because as we were talking about this, there will be people that you are sharing with that will say, well, this is tinfoil. And they'll give you their tinfoil problems, and that will become something that overtakes you. But really, you've just got to dig for those diamonds. We know that in this room that we've found diamonds. They're rough right now, but they're diamonds. And we know that we're diamonds in the rough.
Very rough.
Very rough. But there's some
Everyone's
shine.
like, no, I'm sparkly shiny.
There's some sparkly shine.
Maybe 1 or 2 spots. Is that
But there are 22-year-olds and 60-year-olds and men, women, there's
good?
every
Every
socioeconomic
geographical
background
area.
who are excelling in this business. Small towns, big towns, it does not matter. Your backyard is filled with diamonds. And so I want to encourage you all today that if you've got passion and that you've got integrity, which I know everyone who's watching in this room does, that to change your mindset for the next, call it 45 days. I mean, use the contest, a short-term measuring stick, as how you want to measure yourself and push yourself. But that there are diamonds in your backyard. So if you knew that, if you trusted me and believed that, how
Dig
hard?
up every inch. You wouldn't stop. I think that's the thing is that a lot of people think, well, I've given it some time. I've given the products a chance. I've grown a team and some people have gone away, or I've grown a team and nobody comes to me, but they come to you, or they come to somebody else. And it's like literally like you went out for one day or for a week and you got maybe 1 row in, and you're like, well, there was nothing here, so there must not be anything in the rest of my little garden. Whatever it takes to find it. There was something in all of us that said it's there, or else you wouldn't have signed up, right? You wouldn't have just signed up for maybe. I really, really believe that people that in your heart of hearts knows that there's something there to be dug up and found. So just pursue and push through. And like Darlene, I'm so proud of you for taking some time and walking away because it was hard and saying, you know what? No, I'm going to do this. You have a huge testimony, and you will have an even bigger testimony at the end of all of this because of what you've trudged through, what you've dug up, and what you've looked for and continue to push for until you get your results.
I agree.
The diamond.
That's good. Yeah, again, how do you follow what you just went through? I had to follow that. I should have gone first.
Well, so and in tying all of that together, we know that everybody likes something tangible to be incented by, right? We just do. We're humans. That's human nature. We like instant gratification, short-term payoff. And we loved the growth that we saw in July from the company. And I don't know if the company will do anything. You know, we've been with the company 2 years, so we don't have a whole lot of precedents to go on. But we believe in you, and we believe in our team. And we really feel like that with our original contest that we started, we're going to continue.
So
we're
here's where we're at.
literally 4 away.
We're at 145 right now.
About 5 away from the next giveaway, and that's for anyone. We did this for our 1 through 4s.
Yeah.
For the prizes, but we want to additionally help you recruit.
So here's the overall goal. We want to see 300 new ambassadors in the next 45 days. That's a scary number.
It's crazy.
It's
really
ridiculous.
crazy. But
Except
if we ask you to do a scary goal, we want you to see that we're believing
we're
for the
fully
same.
vested.
Right.
So others are doing it. That means we can do it. Plain and simple. Because if we believe that there's diamonds in our backyard, then we just have to go after it.
So here's what we're going to do to link arms with all of you to join in this mission for the next 45 days. If you are a level 1 through 4 for us, for every ambassador that you add to your team with a welcome pack, we are going to give your new ambassador a $15 credit. So
That $35 charge, we're going to pay $15.
we're going to pay $15.
Credit.
Now, everybody's in a different position. You could match it. If you want to see that growth, you could say, I'm going to add 5. You could add nothing and just say, my sponsor is helping me this month, and for this month, when somebody joins, you're going to get a $15 credit in your account. If you are a level 5 through 7 for Phil and I, and if you have a question on where you are,
We'll let you know.
we'll let you know. You're going to get a $10 credit. So everybody on our team is going to get some benefit for your new ambassador. And what we're hoping is that we can present this, and we'll put together a cute little
A really
graphic,
good
or I'll
graphic.
have someone on my team that does graphics for me too. Cute little graphic.
Yeah, wait, quick pause, quick rabbit
Not
trail.
Phil.
Quick rabbit trail. There's nothing that sets Jen off and gets her totally worked up and
Flustered.
busy and
Just
flustered
flustered.
and trying to do a cute graphic. It is not her love language.
I do it, and it looks like a 4-year-old boy did it. Probably like worse. And I'm like, that's not cute. I can't do this. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Will you do this? Yeah,
I
I get
kinda
pulled
drop it.
into it.
No, Erica gets pulled into
Yeah,
it, and that's just have Erica
yeah.
help me. So $15 for levels 1 through 4 if you're on our team, $10 if you're level 5 through 7. What we hope this does is that this, again, will accelerate your momentum of growing your team. I know we have a lot of people on the verge for rank advancements this next month, and we want to see those happen too. So it's not about us. It's really about y'all. It's helping you get there. We talked about Leaders Retreat. This will be another help for a boost to get you 10 points each person that joins your team with the welcome pack. And again, it'll substantiate your business and just really propel you into the fall.
The last caveat is you must reach out to Jen or I once you bring on an ambassador
Just so that we
can make sure we credit the right person.
we'll
So
be paying attention obviously for August, but
Yeah.
That's all we got.
what do you think?
Y'all like that? Is that good?
Listen, it's been a great July. It's been a great summer so far. We got one more left and to make it a summer spectacular. So we want to see, I know I'm using a number. We don't like to talk about numbers, but frankly, this team is poised for some great growth, and we want the people in this room and watching to experience that. So we're just going to seal it, believe it, and speak over it every day. so we can make some exciting things happen. Anything in closing before we do some giveaways?
Well, this giveaway needs to be done online because
Okay.
this is your like
$50 random.
$50 random last end of the month. We had several people in that, so I'm gonna.
So if you were adding a ambassador in the last 5 days of the month, you got put in the drawing for $50 credit. The winner is?
The winner.
Overall.
Shirley.
Like she needs any more money.
She's getting all kinds of bonuses. Congratulations, honey. We'll be putting $50 in your e-wallet.
Cool. Anything
Okay.
else to say before we close it down and do some giveaways?
Go Plexus.